Hey guys, and welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you so much for all of your messages you sent me, and a special thanks to everybody who signed up to my channel. I feel so blessed with so much people that have signed up, so thank you so much for that. I'll go through all your messages and I'll answer as many as I can, but I will like all your messages for definite. So it's been a very, very sad time in the UK because we've had 27 people die in our channel, right? And this is this is something that has been expected for the longest of time. For we've had I think about 8 people in the last few weeks or so actually die in the channel. But obviously that it doesn't really make the news as such. Do you know what I mean? Because the French and the British probably want to keep it quiet. You know, so we're at the situation now, yeah, where I personally blame our government. I blame the UK government for this because they should have they should really, right, get together with the French, right, to deal with the situation that's going on in France, because you've got so much of these people, yeah, who want to come to Britain, right? I know the one thing the British people are always saying is, well, why can't they claim asylum in France? France is safe. France is safe. Well, I'm quite sure that France take enough refugees in as it is, right? So Britain needs to help and do its bit, right? So as I said, we've got like these 27 people dead yesterday because their dinghy capsized, you know, and all these guys are concerned with is, oh, these are people smugglers, and talking about gangs, and it costs £3,000 to get into one of these dinghies and all this stuff. And I don't believe any of that's true. I just don't believe that that's true. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't believe, yeah, that you could probably be in like the jungle in France, right, and have like €3,000, right, without you having some serious problems. If you got €3,000 over there, and you're in a place that's completely lawless, right? And we're seeing women and children, and I believe there was women and children on this dinghy yesterday that capsized as well. So it's down to Britain and France have been speaking overnight. All of a sudden, they've been speaking overnight, and you've got Boris Johnson talking about how serious he's taking the situation, and Macron talking about how serious he's taking the situation. But all these guys have been doing for the last few years is just fighting about this. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your problem. It's your problem. That's all they've been doing. For the last 2 years on this particular issue. They haven't really been trying to get to grips with it. Say, what? Listen, we need to process these people, right? So that so we haven't got people on, thinking that it's safe to jump on a dinghy and try and make it over, right? It was obvious that this situation was going to get a lot worse. And if you think 27 people dying is going to stop any of these people, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop any of them. Not going to stop any of them. Right? They're still going to do exactly the same thing, right? Because a lot of these people have just got the mindset. If I die trying to get to Britain, right? That was my fate anyway. If I stayed if I'd stayed in my country of origin, that would have been my fate anyway. Right, so these people, it's not that, right. What happened yesterday is not going to deter anybody. People, there's going to be dinghies coming over today. I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't trying already this morning. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So there's going to be dinghies coming over today, right? And it's not going to, until the British and the French government, right, get together to get to grips with this scenario, right? All we're just going to have these people just keep on coming, and keep on coming. The British government might say to the French, oh well, you need to stop them, but you've got to remember, right, that these refugees are not actually doing anything illegal. Right, if the French police see someone, going with a dinghy down to where the waters are, right, it's you know it's not really the French's job to really stop those people, because what they're doing is not illegal. Right? Us saying to the French, "Oh, you need to stop this," right? The French are just being courteous, really, because what these guys, as I said, it's not illegal what these guys are doing, and it's not like as if to say that these are French people trying to escape France. These are people, right, who have walked across Europe, right? This is, if these was French people trying to leave France, then you could then the French would have, the French would, it would probably be in their interest to try and stop that situation. But this is not in the French interest, and it's not illegal for what these guys are doing. So the British and the French need to come up with something. Right, need to come up with something, to deal with the situation, because otherwise, right, we're going to get into more situations like this. Because normally in November, yeah, you would never even dream of crossing, right, that channel. But because the weather's so mild at the moment, right, so it's giving people to think, oh, I can cross now. But that water is freezing cold. It's so cold, right? And once you get out into the middle, the current is the current out there is very, very strong as well. So it's not an easy thing what these people are doing. As I said before, it's not going to stop like this. We're not going to stop it by just saying to the French, "Oh, well, it's your problem. You need to sort it out." That's not going to happen, because there are, even now, yeah, there are thousands of people on a daily basis piling it into Europe, right? And so it's down to Europe, really. The EU. Well, oh, oh, now there's a problem, because we're no longer in the EU. We can't even get together with the EU to say to them, well, this is how we're going to disperse. What will happen is the EU will just be in the room, and they will just say, well, what we're going to have to do is, this is how we can disperse these people around Europe. And then they come outside and they say to Britain, well, this is what you need to do. But we need to get together with the EU, with members of the EU, to do something properly to disperse these people, right across Europe, properly. Otherwise, you're just going to we're going to be in this scenario all the time. 25,000 people have come this year. 25,000. It's a lot of people. So we're just going to be in this same scenario, right, for years and years to come, unless the politicians themselves, right, get to grips with it. But will they? You got Priti Patel. You got Priti Patel, who all Priti Patel, yeah, has done is inflamed this situation. She's just made it much, much worse, because instead of, right, instead of trying to sort the situation out, right, she's tried to go in there with her pretend iron fist, right, because the woman is just a load of mouth. That's all she is. She's just a load of mouth. Just a loud mouth. Just a loud mouth racist, right? So she's gone in there, with her club foot and her iron fist, right, which has only made the situation worse. So if Priti Patel, right, if people are putting their hopes in Priti Patel, well, 25,000 people have come in on Priti Patel's watch, because she's only made things worse. Anyway, guys, this is By Any Means Necessary. I'm DMC John Ribbs. It was really nice to speak to you guys. Comments below.